Just had a legit lunch at Patty's restaurant. Del Rio, Texas. Close to the border. Covering the Haitian border crossing issue. Shooting a story today, and I think I'm going to do a live feed tomorrow. This has been very fluid this weekend. Chasing the news, and Brent's down in McAllen, part of a bigger operation down there with my audio kit. And it's a good thing I peeled away. I don't know if I was going to have a sound guy doing my own sound. Frankly, didn't really know what I'm doing here by the minute, but I peeled off one wireless Go kit for myself. And it's a good thing I did that, because it sounds like the first thing we're doing this afternoon is I'm going to get on a boat, like a little fishing boat in the lake, or maybe on the Rio Grande, like on the US side of the border, and we're going to shoot an interview out there on the water. We've got a shotgun on board. I don't know, I like Sony and Canon cameras. They make their shotgun mount bigger than all the microphones. So I'm going to wrap a bead of tape around here, and then I have this lav to mic our subject. I may be doing pulling selects tonight in the hotel room, and then we'll feed those in the morning with a TVU selects to get edited. That's all I know at the moment. I'm sure it'll change again. Yeah, shut up. Oh, I'm gonna have to park up there. I guess right here, long lens. Grab some sticks too. Shot a few flag sunrise shots. The wind was perfect for the standard flag shot. I believe we have an interview scheduled this morning with a local business owner. And then this evening we're going to be doing some live shots, part of the evening news. We've got 2 crews out, is my understanding. They broke away my sound guy, and he's about 4, maybe 5 hours away in McAllen. He's part of a bigger crew, and they've got a satellite truck. We've got a cellular TVU backpack unit. It's been a few years since I've used one, but they're pretty straightforward. You just turn the thing on. It'll already be configured to the appropriate receiver. And then I just choose, I'm trying to remember, you can choose different codecs, or not codecs, but bit rates and latency. So like if it's a live interview type of thing, you want minimum latency. I think it's under a second. I think it's like half a second or 3/4 of a second. Or you can do a tape feed option, which is a much higher latency. I think it's like 10 seconds, but significantly higher data rate. And it's much friendlier for high motion content.
I appreciate it. I'll also save that number, so thank you. I'll have him call you and see when you can get out there, okay? All right, you're AC. That's something.
Yeah. So check this out to support all the additional law enforcement in town. Got mobile shower restrooms. They get the water supply tied in over PVC pipe. And it just comes off the hose bib. I love it. Yes, got cold and hot water. On-demand propane heat. Yeah, we hang out for an hour, do our test. No sound issues. We go live, and this guy shows up right behind the camera.
For 10 days, and when you shut off that flow.
Well, we're basically doing a package every hour. So, you're up for 15 minutes for like a 90-second hit, and then you hang out for the remainder of the hour, wait for the next one. So I put the camera kit back in the van and just hung out here, kept an eye on things. We're right at the border, the commercial port of entry in Del Rio. Tonight, parking at the hotel, I have no security concerns. State troopers, National Guard, Border Patrol, and I'm sure some other agencies too. Oh, gotta turn off my fan and close the vent.
To the border now and the small town of Del Rio, Texas. It has nearly doubled in size when tens of thousands of Haitian migrants crossed the U.S.-Mexico border and they set up camp below an international bridge. You've seen the images. Within a matter of days, Del Rio became home to crisis and controversy. The ACLU and other groups criticized the government's response, particularly after border agents were seen chasing and grabbing people who were carrying food back to their families. But while officials have since cleared that encampment, the problems still linger tonight. News Nation's Marky Martin is live once again in Del Rio with the very latest there. Marky.
Good evening, Marnie. The situation underneath this international bridge put Del Rio on the map. But if you talk to locals, they say their problem started months ago. Many of them blaming the Biden administration and its immigration policies for unfortunate economic impact. And now many of the hardest hit industries, a lot of people are left wondering how much longer they can hold on.
Y'all ready?
Ray Hanselman has lived and worked on the border his entire life.
It's something about Del Rio and this Southwest Texas. It just haunts you. You gotta stay here.
He's one of Del Rio's leading hunting and fishing guides. Today, he took us out on the Mexican-American waters he calls home.
Right here is the Texas-Mexico border.
But tourism along the southern border has taken a hit this year. Ray says 8 months of relaxed immigration policies under the Biden administration have overwhelmed sleepy border towns like his with migrants, law enforcement, and negative press. And then 15,000 Haitians swarmed the international bridge.
I mean, would you want to go somewhere where there's 20,000 military-age people standing, wanting, to come across? I mean, yeah, it wasn't a good situation.
He says many clients are canceling, who no longer view the border as a safe place for vacation and leisure. And his frustration with the White House is mounting.
We might be this far from just barely in the United States, but we're in the United States just as much as LA or New York or any of those others. So we deserve as much protection and from our federal government as anybody.
We lost, I think we're down 20% in our lake visitations.
Blanca Larson with Del Rio's Chamber of Commerce says open borders and COVID have been unkind. The bridge closure and the ban on non-essential travel adding to the city's financial strain.
It's like one community. We can't function without the other. Mexico, Ciudad Acuña depends on Del Rio, and Del Rio depends on Ciudad Acuña.
Hanselman's hometown morphing into a militarized zone with hampered business has the lifelong Del Rioan considering something he never dreamed possible.
As a family, we were talking about bailing out. Let's move. This is too much. This is we can't handle it. Who knows what's going to happen next? And then the town started rallying around the law enforcement, and so that made us change our mind. No, we're going to stick out. We're going to stay here.
And Hanselman says last year during COVID, when everybody was trying to get outside, he said that was one of the best years, the best seasons he has yet to have. And now this. He calls on President Biden and Vice President Harris to come see the problem that they have created for themselves. Marnie.
We're going to stick it out and stay here. Marky, thank you.